Yeah, it's Cloud. You know I'm on a mission.
Man, I'm moving.
Soul searching, man, I hope somebody listen.
Hope you listening.
You know I've been cooking that dope, boy. I'm in the studio, can't find me in the kitchen. I'm making hits so don't get caught in the collision.
Don't get caught.
I'm about to make it, I can see it in the distance.
I can see it.
Good weed, you can smell it from a distance.
Smell that?
It's medicine and I don't smoke it till you lift it.
Just
The
laugh.
stress is heavy, gotta call up God to lift it.
You gotta lift
I
it.
told niggas they don't see it how I see it.
They don't see it.
And they say seeing is believing, boy. I ain't see shit, but a nigga still believe it.
Still believe it.
From a place where they kill for no reason. This cloudy season, hey, it's time to get even. I told y'all, but y'all ain't believing. It's a party in the city, get it weedy to get about your seat. We about to get active.
We about to get active.
I've been dreaming for days.
Dreaming for days.
Now I'm about to make shit happen.
Make shit happen.
I've been dreaming for days.
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 Now we about to get active.
We about to get active.
For real life.
Hey, you better hit that shit. Hit that shit. You better hit that shit. Hit that shit.
I don't even look 22. How old do I look?
12,
Seriously.
17.
Really? I can pass for 17? Definitely.
My name is Loui Clouds. I'm 23 years old, and I'm from San Francisco, California.
I am still on the 18th, free for all associations. 19. I need all y'all.
When I was diagnosed with lupus, I was 15 years old. The way that I got diagnosed with lupus is, like, I used to run cross country when I was younger. And at one point, I was at a cross country meet and I was running. I'm usually like one of like the first 5 people, but that day, like, I didn't complete the race. I ended up fainting like halfway through. They had to come find me somewhere on the trail. And then I went to the emergency room and I had like rashes on my skin and everything. And I went to the hospital and they took a biopsy on my skin and then they found signs of lupus.
Whew, excited here. We're in the hospital right now. You feel me? Got the gown on, looking off. I mean,
my physical life is heavily affected by lupus because anything as simple as like going outside and it being too sunny without sunscreen can send my illness into like a flare. Or like when it's too cold, my arthritis gets all like crazy and active. And I've had to cut back on a lot of things that are common people in their 20s do. Like, I don't drink. I like to turn up.
We keep it to a metal. Bad bitches need about 10. Bad fuck, we get rid of them. Don't talk a bitch, keep it to a metal.
I do music, I'm an artist, so a lot of my friends drink, smoke. Drinking is one of those things that I can't do anymore because of my kidney disease, and it's way more harmful than good. Another way that I've sacrificed is that I can't plan trips that are like super far away. Like how some people could be like, oh, I'm gonna plan a trip to go in August and they plan it in February. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna feel in August, so it's like I can't plan too far ahead. I always have to plan things like 2-3 weeks ahead or like in those types of setups because it's not gonna work any other way. When I was first born, actually, I was born too much premature and my skin was basically kind of like raw. And I had like patches of skin that, you know, kind of remained light, but like other parts of my body have, you know, pigment issues. And then also like I have this illness called avascular necrosis that affects my joints. And basically what that means is that within the joint, it doesn't receive blood flow. So when there's no blood flow, you get a thing where the joint and the bone and the cartilage actually starts to break down and you get cracks within your joint, which causes extreme pain. Walking around and doing things like that. And then over time, as it gets worse, they put you on a list to get a hip replacement, which is on the same route where I'm headed right now.
What's good, man? Loui Clouds. I just got discharged yesterday, so I'm out here at a doctor's appointment, well, the pain clinic right now, and I'm about to see what pain regimen I'm about to be on. So, yeah, turn up.
I had a lot of health issues growing up. Doctors told my parents that I wouldn't live to be like an adult. My family has been very supportive, especially since both me and my little brother have lupus. He doesn't really know too much about the illness, like he's still really young, he's only 7. As he gets older, I give him some advice on how to deal with this illness so he doesn't have the same experiences that I had. I think that's definitely the approach that I'm taking with him, for sure. To cope with lupus, for me, like, I usually write a lot of like raps when I get hospitalized. I've been doing music for about 3 years now. Rapping definitely gives me like a, almost like a drawing board to kind of like outlet what I feel at the moment, or be able to like feel whatever the beat kind of puts on me at the time.
Go up, bitch, I'm going, yeah.
Okay, so I know what I wanted to do. I wanted to, I have another second verse and I'm gonna record.
Okay.
And then for the chorus, now for like for the end of it where it says, I won't stop for a red light. Hey, you better hit that shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I kind of want to mix it different. Like I want the "Hey, you better hit that shit" to be a little bit louder. Like I want that part to be more present.
Okay.
And then, yeah, that's the only thing on your end as far as that goes. And I want to turn up that one sound that, like I want to hit a little bit harder.
All right.
You stop at red lights, don't you? You right. If we get matched, got juice to make even Ray Charles look back. Get loose when I pull a cup, don't eat all back. You stop at red lights, don't you? You ride with headlights, don't you? You might as well get a job at Sega Stone, cause if it's Shaw versus me, it's game.
I used to take a lot of steroids, and then when I first got diagnosed, I used radiation therapy. But since now I have more of a choice within my healthcare, and I can kind of choose like the way that I want to treat it, I'm using medical cannabis as my preferred treatment for lupus. So my medication costs, the pills and all the prescription meds are covered by my insurance. And all medicinal marijuana stuff is covered out of pocket. As for the medical marijuana, it's very expensive. It can run me anywhere from 150, 200 a day. I think that the negative aspect of marijuana is definitely like lungs, for sure. I feel like, especially being a person who was an athlete at one point and completely opposite of someone who smoked, I definitely know that smoking is bad for you, but I think weighing the negatives with the positives in regards to what I've gone through in a whole and taking an opiate versus medical marijuana, medical marijuana is gonna win. Like, I have eating disorders, I have things like that, and medical marijuana covers all the bases for all types of pain and all types of symptoms. With this type of condition, like dealing with people on like a intimate level is like, as far as like my friendships are cool. Like sometimes people are really supportive and they're there for you. And then sometimes you deal with people who aren't necessarily adapt to dealing with someone who has like a chronic illness or something that's extremely hindering, like lupus is. The girls that I date they gotta be real troopers, you know, like, cause I deal with some really heavy shit. I have mood swings, not always the most like reliable person, but if I'm dealing with myself, I'm a little bit more selfish, just because like when you're sick, how are you gonna help somebody else? It's hard. Someone who dates me is definitely like have to be like ready to deal with all the hospital stuff, ready to deal with all the medical stuff, and it's a rough life. When they see a person like me and what I've gone through, like that should show you that like you could do whatever. Cause like I know for me, like it's been hard for me to try to maneuver and do school with this illness and do different things and have relationships and deal with those different types of stress. But like I feel like I'm like a standing like testimony for people who struggle with a chronic illness and dealing with regular life, because it is a real burden, but it's like, it's not an impossible thing to get over. And it's like, it's all about finding your niche, because like not everybody's life is the same. Like God places heavy things on everyone, and each amount of weight is bearable to each person. Each person can only get over what's amounted to them, and for each person it's different. So you take whatever obstacle you have and just find a motivating factor within that to get over, because that's what I do. Like, so that's the only way to kind of maneuver in the world anyway.
Yeah, hugs and kisses, X and O's. From the way I've been treated, I don't love these hoes. Kick it with my bros on the daily to make sure these fucking bitches don't play me. Lately, I've been mobbing on my own. I thought I had a girl, but she had to do me wrong. Loud plugs been extended, feelings put inside a song. Time invested, money gone, but the snakes have been revealed. Only had to cut my lawn. Y'all up through the morning, think about the things we did. Time we could've spent, it's irrelevant. Should've took the hint, lacked intelligence, but yeah, broken heart is a strong dose of medicine, and that's for real. Yeah, this is not another love song. This some shit you can smoke to. Light that shit in a moment and smoke with that person you say you come home to. Yeah, this is not another love song. This some shit you can drink to.
Yo, Snapchat, check this out. My guy Mo said he could beat me today, and he lost twice in a row. Whoever won it can get it. Clouds, you know what I'm saying?
Saucy, this we do a dance video for sure.
Yeah. When I'm at a red light, you know I roll it up and spark it on sight. It's a party in my city, time to get right. My flow cold, rappers bite like a clown night. Fungus that grows all inside us and leaves us all disappointed.
Feeling good right now, cause I might be going home today. Trying to get back in the studio. My nigga Young O'Bannon, finish up this EP. But yeah, I'm about to be out of here. So what's up though?
In the moment and smoke with that person you say you come home to. Yeah, this is not another love song. This some shit you could drink to. Have a toast in the moment and sit with that person you say you come home to. Stuck in the future, refuse to live in the moment. Floating while standing still, I just wish my feet were